take, but this patch being episodic was actually a great idea. Back when this patch was first released on October 22, this strategy was initially met with backlash. Most players simply didn't want to wait for an entire week just to continue playing the game, especially when most visual novels would already include the full story on release. Some players even suggested that the base game should have been at the lower price and that each episode would be a separate DLC, which is something that Life is Strange did, instead of charging a steep price for what is essentially an incomplete product. However, despite a rough start, this patch was slowly picking up the pace. Looking at the player charts, not only did they have multiple peak concurrent players per week, they were also doubling that amount every time a new episode releases. Compare that with other games where they would start with a high amount of players but eventually falling off due to the initial hype release settling down. While you could attribute the numbers to people waiting for episodes 7 to 8 to come out in order to start binging the series, you could also argue that because the game was time-gated, newcomers were able to catch up very easily while also avoiding too many spoilers at the same time. The downtime between episodes also allowed players to start discussing the game on social media, from making memes, drawing fan art, and sharing their statistics online. Meanwhile, other players can also start exploring different choices and talk about who is the best character to romance and why is it Waterboy. And for a self-published game like this patch, getting your players hyped up as much as possible and letting the fans share the game through word of mouth is very important for their success.